welcome to MBS Show Discussion Podcast. I am your host, Norman Sanzo. Joining me today is Silver-Quill.
I demand an Alicorn hippogriff.
I don't think they exist.
That's why I demand one.
Also joining us today is Sapphire Hot Song.
I grew a horn just for this event. Because...
That's not a word!
Reasons.
Alright. The Deus Ex Machina machine's working. Alrighty then. So anyway, how are you guys doing? I'll start off with Silver. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Time marches on, ever onwards towards the premiere.
Ah, yes. The premiere on the 26th, when this episode comes out on the 24th. This is going to be one of those episodes where, interesting.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Sappy?
I'm doing okay. I just got off spring break, so college won't be overrunning my life and stuff, and I won't have to deal with all the crap that goes on in college for a week. So, yay.
So anyway, before we officially start, I need to do a bit of housekeeping and announcement. So do you guys want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news.
Yes, we get that out of the way so we can end on a yay.
Alrighty then. The bad news is James will be taking a short break from the show. Due to personal reasons, he is taking a short break. We're not sure when he'll be coming back, but we do wish him well and hope he comes back soon because God knows we can't do a 3-man show anymore.
Well, it can still be 3 people, just with a woman.
You changed the game, Savvy. We need 4 personalities.
Indeed.
4 people that are larger than life.
Indeed. Who has large egos? I know I don't have a large ego, but you two.
I've been trying to deflate my ego.
I've been nurturing my super ego.
Oh God. What have I done? And that's all the bad news. The good news is, welcome Seppi, welcome to the MBS show, as a permanent.
Yay!
Kind of spoiled it last week with the art, but hey, people seem to like it and, you're officially in. Welcome on.
Yay! Congratulations. Can I have my crown now?
There's a few things that you need to know. The contract that you signed with me last week, that was all about this. You will be getting paid in exposure bucks. Yes. You'll be exposed on the show. Yay. That's all you get.
Oh, whoa, someone think of the children.
We are.
It's okay. I can suffer on no wage, even though I'm a college student who needs to pay off student loans eventually.
Oh, that's how you have your Patreon for.
Yeah, that nobody donates to.
People do need to donate. But anyway, back on track. Today's episode is going to be, well, if you heard the beginning, we're going to talk about Alicorn and what does it mean to be an Alicorn. The term Alicorn has been thrown left and right, and the whole princess thing does kind of, well, if you guys listen to this show for a while, you do understand how it's a trigger for Silver. So I got no idea how to start this off, but let's just jump in. What does it mean to be an Alicorn? Like, what does it mean besides the whole princess thing? Because we do know the basis for a princess is if you're a female pony and you have a horn and wings, that means you're a princess and you can have power. But the show says to us that you earn to become a princess or something like that. So what do you guys think?
Well, being born an Alicorn definitely throws a wrench into that. You earned it.
Oh, yep.
Basically, being an Alicorn now just means you're marketable. It means that a new blitz is coming because despite a lot of positive progress with advertising to young women, including, I think, the Guardians of Friendship line, is that they accept that now suddenly it's not all, just bake a cake, have a tea party, and see the princess in her castle. Now it's go out, be proactive, be adventurous. But still Hasbro's hanging on to that princess playset mentality. So they make sure Twilight has a big castle where all the characters can fit. Canterlot Castle comes out, and oh look, there's Celestia. Now there's going to be a playset for Princess Cadence and her daughter, who is an Alicorn, because how else are we going to make that character look unique as a fixed mold of plastic?
Oh, yay. I liked Princess Twilight because I knew that she earned her title throughout the seasons. Like, I was sort of in a loop when people were saying, like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. I mean, I wasn't, like, on board, like, super excited, like, you know, that one character back in Silver's very first video. But I like the, like, sort of empowerment for women that you didn't have to be a princess by marrying a prince or whatever. Of course, since Twilight became a princess, it has sort of bothered me that she really wasn't labeled for her accomplishments in a way, if you know what I mean. Like, that voting day on, like, who's best pony on, like, the Hub Network. For Twilight, I remember all they marketed for her was that she's a princess. That was it. That's the only reason why you should vote for her. And with, like, being born in Alicorn, I'm not saying, like, there is no possibility for someone to be born in Alicorn. It, once again, feels thrown in a loop that you don't become a princess by earning it. It even said in the book, like, The Tale of Two Sisters, that, Celestia and Luna, they were born Alicorns, but they earned the titles as princesses and rulers of Equestria.
The whole situation now with the princesses thing, like, it's been told that Alicorns were born. It's been told in the Book of the Two Sisters, if I do remember right. Luna and Celestia were born.
Actually, even though Flurry Heart was sort of born into royalty, here's a question. Would she make a good ruler growing up? Maybe I'm looking a bit too deep into the future, but could she?
Basically with titles and whatnot, you're dealing with the whole situation where, okay, you're a princess. You're born into the title. You didn't earn it, but you were born in it. Now it's your job to earn the trust of the people to make a name for yourself. Because in real life, we do have those kind of situations.
And then she'll go through her teenage phase where she doesn't want to be a princess and then goes through the, you know, modern Disney princess phase.
Well, that could happen or not, but that's besides the point. The point of it right now with this conversation we're having or discussion we're having is that what does it mean to be a princess? Because does a horn and wing make you a princess or the thing you do? Because if you guys remember, Princess Aurora from the comics, she was not an alicorn. She was just a normal unicorn.
You mean Princess Amore?
Amore?
I was going to say it's like Aurora. I don't remember Princess Aurora.
Amore? Are you sure it's Amore? I thought it was something else. The one that got blown into pieces.
Yeah, that's definitely
Princess. Yeah, that's Princess Amore.
Oh, all right.
That's Amore. Silver,
Yeah.
I love you for the Dean Martin.
Thank you. Princess Amore, I really like that she wasn't an alicorn. I mean, Princess Platinum of Legend was reportedly not an alicorn. Even though she was played by Rarity, the assumption is she's still a unicorn.
That one was the Heart Swimming Eve pageant, and it was the start of the whole Pegasi Earth and unicorn unification thingy, whatever it was called.
Yes, indeed. But here's my thing. All this talk about the princesses earning their titles, all their talk about being great rulers, and that's why they deserve to basically be this combination of all the tribes, the best of all. We don't get to see that. With Twilight, we saw her doing these great things, but being a princess was never her goal. Save the day, help others in need. Now that was pretty good. Why she doesn't need to want to be a princess, if anything, given as how we Americans are about to enter an election year, where we separate the willing from the qualified and go with the willing, one would think it's good to promote the person with the best qualities. But then I think, well, hang on. Fluttershy redeemed a chaos spirit. Rainbow Dash created a sonic rain boom that set a chain of events that basically saved Equestria half a dozen times over, and will continue to do so. They fulfilled very big roles in the grand design. So if the quality is only doing great things, why are they being passed over? I was at BabsCon in 2014 and people were still asking, the staff, why is Twilight more special than the rest of her friends?
Because she's the main character.
That, and besides, I think that it takes a special attribute to push you over the limit and make you the main character or the princess or the chosen one. Because...
Oh, no, there's the word. That phrase. The chosen one.
I'm gonna go for this crackpot theory. Do you guys remember the whole Harry Potter thing where the other guy could have been the chosen one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Neville.
Yeah, Neville Longbottom.
Wasn't that a
film theory
thing? Yeah.
And according to my friend, who I'm presuming who didn't watch the whole thing, said that could be true because of the whole situation of the two things. In this situation right now for the pony princesses, or in Twilight's case, is she was the one chosen to be the princess because of certain aspects. Granted, each one of them have their specialty, but Twilight was that certain push to make her the princess of magic and whatnot. Season 5 showed us that there's someone else who is more powerful than her, but she didn't have that special something that made her princessy.
Yes. But what is that thing?
Well, in the show's term is friendship.
And destiny.
Oh, yeah. Destiny, oh god. If we're not killing Evil Bob, I'm not going to talk about it.
I am. One thing that I've always sort of raised an eyebrow at is Celestia sings about Twilight's time to fulfill your destiny. And next season, Twilight, your destiny is uncertain. It's like, wait, so what's her destiny? You seem to be an authority on it.
Destiny is one of those things where it's really hard to talk about because, well, it's in the hands of the scriptwriter.
Well, that's just it. And basically, I think we're still in that phase where they had ideas for Twilight, but then this Alicorn thing came out. And M.A. Larson made it clear this was an episode no one wanted. Nobody wanted to make Twilight an Alicorn right then and there. So it all fell apart there. But basically, it is this insistence on destiny, that you were born special, that there's no other way this could go. You were chosen. And for some reason, we perpetuate this fairy tale ideal that you are chosen, you are more special than anyone else. Not because necessarily of who you are, but because you were chosen, and other people will make that happen. Twilight has had the guidance of Celestia since she was a little filly. She has had everything in her life has pretty much been structured for this outcome. Harry Potter got attacked as a child, and his whole life there was trying to dig his way out from under that event to stop let that dominating his whole life. The princess archetype is one of entitlement and basically pampering. All the world will love you and support you, and only the villainous would turn against you. Though Friendship is Magic claimed that it was going to redefine the princess archetype, ultimately it still boils down to look pretty, be nice, and good things will happen for you, not necessarily because of you.
Well,
oh, yay.
That's one way to look at it, but besides the whole Twilight becoming a princess aspect, we do have another princess that popped in out of nowhere, which was Cadance. Cadance initially was a marketing ploy.
Princess of marketing.
Yeah, marketing ploy to get more toys out with pink princesses. But her story of how she ascended to Alicornhood was pretty interesting. It was in the book for Twilight Sparkle and the Crystal Heart Spell. She was born a Pegasus and become an Alicorn later, which was interesting. Now we know that either Alicorn or Pegasi could become a princess, or could become an Alicorn.
To be honest, I was sort of hoping that, like Flurry Heart, like before she was announced to be an Alicorn, I was hoping it would be like an Avatar state where the next Avatar would like go from, like a firebender to a airbender to a waterbender to an earthbender. I was hoping that Flurry Heart would be an earth pony and then somehow find her way into earning her title. So I was very, very disappointed when I found out she was an Alicorn. And then Hasbro basically—
That's not a word!
All the lore of Alicorns. Because marketing. It's bad because Flurry Heart really does get her traits from her mother. in the marketing standpoint.
I think it's best said about pony genetics from the Cakes family. Pony genetics are just, no.
It's complete bull.
Complicated. I won't say bull.
Yeah, these are ponies, not bulls.
Indeed.
I'm trying not to say the other word.
The pony goes, pony!
But still, what are your thoughts on Cadence?
Cadence. Look, a lot of people have warmed up to her and celebrate her. I think because in a very real part, she's a creative invitation. We don't know a lot about her history, and what we do know is, well, that section in the Crystal Heartspell book was only 3 paragraphs long. I don't really join in on that front. I don't like it when a show says, here, we've given you a character, but we're not going to do anything with her. You fill in the gaps. It's like, that really expresses a sort of disinterest in this character. I mean, the fact they've said, read the Crystal Heartspell and know more about her origin. It's like saying, we'd rather pay someone else to write about this character. We don't want to.
Probably that's the case. But to me, when you do that in about anything, let the fans do it or let the comic book writers do it, you have this situation where, okay, we do it, then suddenly you change the script on us. And we'll go, what? That's not right.
My big beef with Cadence is the princess archetype I talked about. Even in the scene that earned her horn, quick summary, the town she lived in was under attack by the evil enchantress, who may have done evil dances, and she was turning every pony against one another. So Cadence went to confront her. And suddenly, the magic amulet that was the source of this enchantress's powers reacted to Cadence's love. Cadence didn't know this. She showed courage in going up against this, but because she was pretty and nice, the world shifted itself to work for her. And it's kind of funny, the episode where they introduced that she's pregnant, with the one where Pinkie Pie knows, she and Shining Armor just say, oh yeah, things just sort of worked out. And that's Cadence in a nutshell. No matter what happens, she will be off screen for a majority of an episode that's supposed to involve her. But by the end, she will be the most triumphant because things just work in her favor. And you see that happen enough times, you're just like, you know what? I'm really bored. When I hear Cadence and Shining Armor are going to be in an episode, my enthusiasm for it drops a little. That's why for this upcoming premiere, I'm very happy that we'll get to see a follow-up from an element of the last season's finale.
The season's finale, oh wow, I totally forgot. What was it again?
Basically, this was a criticism. Starlight Glimmer reveals that she lost a friend because he got his cutie mark and moved away to go to magic school and all that jazz. I view that as a very cheap psychological motivation, but at least they're following up with it as Sunburst will be at the Crystal Empire. And she is going to have to confront him and hopefully reconcile over the fact that they drifted apart. Now, I will say this. Crystal Empire. What are all the named characters you can recall in that region?
Flash Sentry, Princess, Cadence, Shining Armor, and Harshwini?
Yeah, she's visiting, but sure. And now Sunburst. How many of those characters are Crystal Ponies?
None.
This is what the Crystal Empire has become. It is a gathering point for characters you want to be relevant, but don't want them competing with the main 6 for attention. Ergo, you ship them off to the farthest reaches of Equestria to reign over a bunch of sparkly ponies that have no personalities.
But you never asked me. Then again, maybe I shouldn't answer because I'm looking at the list of crystal ponies right now. Ooh, Esmeralda. That sounds like a really fun pony.
Is it? Okay, those are named by the card game and the,
I don't care.
I do.
What Sephi says is true. They have names, but if I, for one, who watch the show on a weekly basis, do not know any of the Crystal Ponies by name. Even Harshwini, she's technically not from the Crystal Empire. She just appeared in that one episode. That means your character listing is not good.
Even if you do give them names through extra merchandise, like the card games, like the mini collectible bags, that's just a name. It's not like a kid's gonna say, oh, I remember that character. who was well, actually some people will say, I remember that character. They were walking in the background at scene 24 of episode 57.
Amethyst Maresberry, the librarian.
They didn't even
I
name
don't
her in the
care.
episode.
Well, I remember the librarian.
Well, so I have to give her that because most of the characters that are background characters don't have names until the fan name them. And most of them won't get any spotlight until, well, the show noticed that we want them to get spotlighted.
We had them doing things in the background. Even just sitting funny was an action that sparked fan curiosity.
Yeah, true, Lyra.
Let's see here. Lyra. Comet Tail, I recall, knocked over someone's cart. That's how Scootaloo got her running jump in Sleepless in Ponyville. Well, he was having it out with a lady who either he knocked over her cart or she knocked over his. That's something to get the gears going. The Crystal Ponies walk from screen right to screen left.
Except for the one that really means something. You got the pedicure ponies, like to a kin of Lotus and Elo. And you have the male mare pony from the Crystal Empire. No name.
Did they say or do anything that made them unique beyond those roles?
Not much. That's the problem there.
Okay, I think we're going a bit off topic because we're going about Alicorns to Crystal Ponies, even though there's a Alicorn that is the queen of the Crystal
I
Ponies.
think it's anonymous, really, because when you talk about Cadence, you gotta talk about her kingdom.
Basically, they gave her a kingdom that looks nice, but doesn't have a lot of depth to it. And unfortunately, I feel that's Cadence as well.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see an episode dedicated to seeing Cadence at her breaking point. Oh, how fun that would be as I pull out the popcorn and sadistically watch smiling as Cadence cracks under the pressures of being a parent.
Wow, you said vindictive. Do you not like the Cadence?
I want to see her at her breaking point because then she won't be so boring. Well, can you blame me? I mean, one of the greatest points you can see in a character in the show is when they're at their breaking point. Like, think of Pinkie Pie.
That is true.
I don't fight you on this. I agree with you. I'd like to see a breaking point. Breaking Cadence.
Well,
But-
she is a bad character.
No.
Well, Sapphire, expand on that. Please tell me why you feel she is so bad.
I just wanted to make a Breaking Bad pun.
Well, and now you've opened the door. Step through. Enter the realm of opinion expression.
But I have basically the same reasons as you, and I can't really expand upon it because there's nothing new to bring to the table.
We haven't talked about her hubby, which I think is also
Shining plot hole, as you've described it.
Mostly because everyone thinks I'm calling him an insult. He really is just a hole in the plot.
Oh god, no. So what do we talk about Shiny besides the whole brother thing?
That he's basically just there to provide the genetics.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to defend the band, man. Like, in the recent comics, he's pretty awesome. Like,
That's the comics, that's not the show canon. It doesn't count.
yeah.
Besides, I'd actually argue against it, but please, I want to hear.
Okay, fine.
In his recent encounter with Blue Blood, they work as a really good duo. And that one, well, it's more akin to how awesome Blue Blood is, but I think that's a review for another day. But still, Shining Armor has his ups and downs, and I think it's unfair for us to say that he's not good.
Wait. Blue Blood and Awesome in the same sentence. In relation to each other.
Read the comic. That's all I have to say.
I have read the comic, and I do want to throw in just a quick 2 cents on there. I do agree that Blue Blood came out the better pony in that comic.
Mm-hmm.
But he was only able to show his best because Shining Armor failed at everything. And I mean everything.
Well, that's the thing there. Like, Shining Armor... Okay, here's the thing. The Sparkle family does not know what they're doing. When it comes to dealing with Yaks, the Sparkle family does not know what they're doing.
And yet they put one of them in charge. What? See, we're undermining Princess Twilight now. Revolution!
Oh yay. Oh yay.
Poor Shining Armor is the jobber pony. He is there to fail, to need rescuing, to need someone to step in and save it. The previews for the upcoming episode, they show him rushing into action, but I would be thrilled and amazed if he actually contributed to the ultimate solution. As it is, I think they're trying to get him off screen as quickly as possible.
So true. Besides that, what can we talk about besides the whole Crystal family there? Because I think we're leading to a dead end where there's nothing new until the season premiere.
Oh well, actually there is one thing I'd like to talk about. Alicorns in the fan community. And why an Alicorn OC has gathered such a negative rep.
People consider Alicorns a sort of, deity.
But can they do that still? We've seen them lose an awful lot.
Who? The show canon or fan-made ones?
The show canon.
Oh, okay.
What does God need with a chariot?
I don't know.
Well, I can say that an Alicorn OC, if done right, is not as bad as someone making an Earth Pony demigod OC. And I know someone who had that.
Honestly speaking, with fan-made OCs and whatnot, those are things that I don't want to touch upon because they're fan-made. They're an expression of themselves or whatever you called it. To bash on said created work is not fair. But I do not agree if you create Alicorn OC because, speaking from personal experience, when I created my OC, I was thinking of what do I want to do? What was my thing? Okay, I'm kind of a podcaster. I do a radio show every week. So how do I do things? I thought about, maybe a Pegasi. Pegasi have those prehensile wingtips that you can type and do stuff. But nah, flying's overrated. I don't want to be flying. Maybe a unicorn. Yay, unicorns are cool, right? But nah, I don't want to be a unicorn. What about an Alicorn? I can have all the magic and all the finger typing thingies. But nah, I just went for old boring Earth Pony. It's more fun that way because how do you edit with hooves? I just do. So, my thought process of creating an OC is just be boring. Just be one of the backgrounds and nobody will ask you questions. That's just me.
Oh.
Pegasi are overrated, huh?
And so it begins.
Well, you don't have to be boring to be an OC. I mean, sure, if you want to be a pony, go for it. You can be as boring as you'd like, but at the same time, you're in the room with Silver-Quill, who is not a pony.
Have you seen my color scheme? I'm brown on brown on brown.
There's so many wrong jokes I could make with that.
No, don't.
Oh god. Great, Silver, now I have them in my head. Thanks.
Yeah, ha 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 ha. But here's the thing. My intent here is not to bash fans who have Alicorn OCs. But I want to offer a word of caution to people who are considering it. Because I feel this is important. Because we are on the topic of iconography. If I hold up a stop sign, doesn't have any words or symbols on it, I'm betting you both would recognize the meaning. If I hold up a three-pointed spear, you'll think either the devil or maybe Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, again, guessing, but gotta play it safe. The men's room and the women's room icons. The American flag. All these are iconography is sort of this shared meaning. Now, a being with a horn and two wings. For bronies at least, that I think has some iconography to it. We see that and we instantly think this character is meant to be a big deal. They are powerful. They are embodied with great ability. That's what an Alicorn is supposed to symbolize. When you do that with a character, be it canon like Cadence and Flurry Heart or fanfiction Alicorns, you're instantly sending a message this character is a big deal. You're supposed to be enamored or in awe of this character. The problem is, with fanfiction, people sometimes rely too heavily on the Alicorn status to make their character unique. Which, funny enough, because of an abundance of Alicorn characters, many people criticize they're not unique. With the show, with Cadence and Flurry Heart and all that jazz, many people are saying these characters are boring. You know, she's an Alicorn, great, but I call her the princess of merchandising. So that is one of the pitfalls of Alicorndom. It made sense for Celestia and Luna to be in charge because they were, at the time, the only rulers. But now that we're bringing more Alicorns into the mix, there needs to be more focus on character. There needs to be a reason why we like these characters other than they have power.
True that.
Well said.
So, and that bothers me because, again, I stress that Cadence is just sort of there. She's pretty and nice. I can't say anything negative about her, but that's because nothing...
Well, you're saying something negative about her because she's so boring. Isn't that a bit of a contradiction?
Her one negative is that there's nothing that can be talked about.
Exactly. That's still a negative.
I mean, I kind of laugh. You guys know that I try to turn her into an adrenaline junkie in my reviews.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember that review because my first fan art I made of you was at the end of the video.
Yay. I want to see her have a moment like Shining Armor did with his recreated full hood room. Just seeing him wrapped up in glee, acting the buffoon and not caring. That is what I'd love to see for Cadence, to see what is her passion outside of her role. Because even in the expanded, merchandising, they say, oh, she likes tiaras. Oh, a princess who likes tiaras. That's great.
Can you hear me face palming?
Yes.
I thought that was a slow clap. Are we in a sports movie? Oh my, are we in Cool Runnings?
Yeah, man. But honestly speaking, getting back on track with the whole Alicorn thing and what does it mean, I think with certain characters, especially the one that matters, which is Celestia and Luna, those are the two pony Alicorn that really matters because they are big deals. They're rulers. One rules over the day, one rules over the night. Those two are the representative of Equestria because when you go to Equestria looking for their ruler, you don't go looking for Twilight or Cadence. You look for those two. Mostly Celestia in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Tyrek, then you want 3 princesses.
And then find out there's a 4th one.
Which I always found a little contradiction. How can you know about Cadence but not Twilight?
Because of the whole timing and where he was and the time before he got sealed up.
Cadence is secretly thousands of years old.
Well, so she's a cougar.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
She's like the ultimate cougar.
Yeah.
Pony cougar. Cougar.
I do want to mention one thing because looking through the wiki page, I do notice one other character that we're not talking about. And that character is, well, actually 2, but I'm going to go for this one first, which is Sunset Shimmer.
Who is kind of an Alicorn now that after Friendship Games?
Kind?
We don't know yet, though. Like, those quote-unquote wings that we saw in Equestria Games and the My Past Is Not Today video, who knows? Maybe those could be dewdrop wings? I don't know. I'm trying to think of some bull crap reason not to... I don't know.
Well, it does say that when she looked into the mirror, she saw her future destiny, and the destiny was that she was ruling over Equestria, essentially, and she was a princess. And from that point on, she became more absorbed at the whole idea of she becoming an Alicorn, taking over or ruling besides Celestia. And that was not the point of the whole situation. Celestia wanted her to make friends, be more outgoing, and be more kind. But she took it the wrong way, and, well, now she is where she is because of that.
Well, I'm not sure that reflection was meant to be the future. I think that was her seeing what she wanted to see.
That doesn't sound like something that that she could see. It's like, ponies don't necessarily know what their destiny is going to be, and to say that Sunset Shimmer suddenly knows exactly what she's going to do for the rest of her life is a bit, contradictory to the lore that we've followed up to this point, if you know what I mean.
We know a little bit of their destinies as they have a big mark on their rumps.
Well, yeah, but...
To point in the right direction.
Well, Sunset Shimmer's cutie mark wouldn't really necessarily say, oh, I'm going to be a princess, but neither did Twilight's.
True that. I mean, some are much easier to interpret and some are not. Sunset Shimmer and Twilight's are not.
Either way, basically the more bizarre your mark, the more exceptional you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently you can be marked for magical power.
Oh, true that. Look at Starlight Glimmer.
Yep. And maybe Trixie, but she never got beyond the stage performer.
Oh, true that. By the way, the other character that we didn't mention was Queen Chrysalis. She has a horn and wings. And she is a ruler
She's a
of
bug.
Yes, true.
She's a succubus. She's
a bug hunt, man. Bug hunt, man. A bug hunt. Game over.
True that. But still, I just have to state it out here because it's in the wiki page. If I don't state it out, people will be asking. And true, Queen Chrysalis has a horn and wings, but please do note that most of her subjects have horn and wings too. So does that mean they're all Alicorns?
No.
No, because in this case, I will point to the Fiendship is Magic, creation story, because that's all we've got right now. They're not even ponies. They're an amalgam of everything wrong in the world.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's just bad.
Are you kidding? I find that fascinating.
No, I mean, that's just bad. Everything wrong in the world, like, that's them.
Well, let's see here. Corruption, death, decay, stolen blood, stolen energy. There's nothing in them to really say, hey, these guys could be really decent folk. It's like they were made to be bad.
True that.
Bad to the bone, banana.
But I think that's about it, unless you guys have anything else to add on, because right now, I got nothing to add on besides what's wrong with Cadence.
Well, let's talk what's wrong with Celestia and Luna. And I say that as a Luna fanboy.
Oh, yay.
You mentioned that we go to Equestria looking for Celestia and Luna as the rulers.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. But how much do we actually get to see them ruling? This is another criticism of the show's presentation.
That's true. This is one of those situations where we don't get to see how powerful they really are. The times that we do get to see them being powerful is, well, okay, for Celestia's case, she fired a magic laser towards Chrysalis and got zapped back and lost. In Luna's case, she created the Tantabus and she lost control of it. So the power is, well, I can't believe I'm going to make a comparison to this, but if you guys remember the anime Naruto.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I remember.
And the anime fans sharpen their sticks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we all remember the third Hokage. He was, well, an old man who ruled over his country and did a lot of the whole political things like sign papers, this and that. But when push come to shove, he pushed back and saved his village from the bad guy during the time, Orochimaru. He died during the process, but we still get to see him kicking ass and be awesome.
And then Tsunade took over.
That's besides the
point.
point.
And I'm not even a real Naruto fan, but I know that plot line.
Yeah, but that's besides the point. The point of the matter is we get to see how at least the third Hokage was, even at his old age and him being awesome. At least he put up a fight. With Celestia and Luna, we didn't get to see that much awesomeness. With Luna, we do get to see her playful side. Her part where she likes loud things and scaring people. Other times we get to see her softer side where she helped the CMCs. With Celestia, we do get to see her troll the cakes. But I think that's about it.
And sadly, as a Celestia fan, that does disappoint me. I mean, I do love the little trolling scene. It was a fun little moment, but it's not enough for me. I want more. I want a episode dedicated to Celestia, please. Hasbro, give me what I want because I asked for it and I'm the most important person ever. So please. I don't know.
I just love the depiction of a Celestia fan as an addict. Hey, it's not enough, man. I need a new fix, man. I need more, man. Where's my episode, man? Come on, man. I pay you a good scratch for it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sapphire. You're the representative.
Okay.
But, no, I agree. Celestia, well, here's the thing. It's the same with Cadence, with Luna, actually, Luna, as I've said, because she was flawed from the beginning, she's been allowed a little bit more presence. But even with Twilight as a princess, basically they haven't really tackled her role as a princess because that would show hard work. And hard work is not appealing to a young audience. So while they say that being a princess is hard and that you have to really know your stuff and work at it, you're kind of speaking out both sides of your mouth as you never want to show Twilight doing the hard work on screen.
Mm-hmm. I think the essence of a good character is showing them doing the things that they're doing. I can't believe I'm going to Naruto again. But in future episodes of Naruto, he became the Hokage and he's now doing the whole thing that what Hokages do. And he's doing all those things till he doesn't have time for his family. So we get to empathize with him because, he's getting his dream, but he's losing time with his family. So sad.
Wait. Naruto has a family? Since when did that happen?
Since they ended the official manga and went to the future story spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
I thought his parents were dead.
Oh no, his parents are dead. He created new ones with his own family.
Yeah, no, he didn't create new parents. He is the new parent.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's like, what? Facepalm out of my head.
No, he and Hinata married and had kids. Much to the delight of the Naruto Hinata fans.
Hey.
Sasuke and Sakura hooked up, much to the dismay of anyone who wanted to like Sakura.
I can feel the rage. I can just feel the rage.
Okay. Enough talk about Naruto. Can we go back to Alicorns and what were we talking about?
No, but that's the point I'm saying because we need to see suffering before we can see enjoyment. And with Twilight here, she says she's a princess. She does all the hard work. She parties all day and all night and just befriends and whatnot. We got a glimpse of this in the Big Mac and Twilight Friends Forever series, but we don't see it in show. The only part we see in show is when she has a panic attack. And even if she does do something with friendship-related problems, she fails. Like the that episode, versus McCall's.
The Hooffields and the McCalls.
Yeah, that one.
That amazing episode.
But other than that, I got no more good examples for Twilight's triumph over adversity.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I honestly think she's had less to do now that she's an Alicorn. Her unicorn self was more autonomous.
True.
And that's not saying, Twilight was ruined by being Alicorn. It's just, they have the potential and they're not really pushing it.
But do you guys remember in season 3, Too Many Pinkie Pies, when Twilight was just practicing magic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
She turned an orange into a frog, yes.
Frog into an orange. But you get the
Whatever.
point. But still, what was the point of that? Like, she was just practicing magic for the sake of practicing magic. Now that she's a princess, we don't see things like that anymore.
Instead we get, I'm bored.
But that was cute.
Cute, but ultimately it's like, wow, really? You have a life most people dream of, and you're bored. Well, that actually says something.
Read another book then.
But she read all of it 26 times.
I don't care. Read another book.
But still. We're being too rough on them.
I don't think so. I don't think we're being rough by asking characters be engaged in their roles. That's really important storytelling. If you try to softball it, don't softball. Don't give them a free
Don't
pass.
coddle the characters for being boring, for not having their potential completely there, like asking for more of the potential to be brought out.
Well said, well said.
True that. All I have to say about Celestia and Luna is, mostly to Celestia, is that we need an episode dedicated to her, like what they did with Luna. At least we get to empathize and relate to Luna. But with Celestia, we don't get that much, except that she's a mother figure. And trust me, if you guys know any mothers in real life, they used to be young and wild too. So...
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, no, my mom is nothing like Celestia, trust me.
But still, the main point is that we want to see an episode with Celestia doing things that we don't usually see her do. Nicole Oliver has a crazy range with her voice. She did Zoe Trent in Little's Pet Shop, so we do know that she can act loud if she wants to. All she needs is the opportunity to do so.
And plus, we gotta get Sapphire her fix.
Yeah.
Need a fix, man. I need a fix, man. Where's the Celestia episode, man? I'm cracking up.
Hey, not just me, there's also Josh Scorcher, there's now Lightning Bliss, who just now converted over to Celestia's territory.
Oh,
and a bunch of other people who like Celestia that I can't think of at the top of my head.
What's this? I didn't know that Lightning Bliss even had a side.
Well, she had recently, converted over to Celestia, as of late.
Traitor!
Well,
she had no side to begin with.
Yeah, I don't really understand. Actually, I don't buy into this whole Lunar Republic, Solar
Shindig.
Empire shindig, but I just like Luna more.
Same here. I just want to say traitor because of that Star Wars meme.
Oh.
I honestly didn't care at the beginning when I was in the fandom. It's like, oh, I like these princesses and whatnot. I guess I liked Luna a little bit more because of the design, because I'm, biased towards blue. But then, all over Facebook, and you know my story, a lot of people started, hating on Celestia. It's like, what? I don't see anything wrong with this character. Why are you trashing her?
There's multiple reasons.
Completely bullcrap reasons.
Oh, true that too.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a fan of her planning her lessons.
Well, yeah, but this was before season 4.
Not really. It started in season 3 with the Crystal Ponies, which again are so unimportant that Celestia would risk their lives without a second thought. It's like, you all don't matter, but testing my student, that's important. So try not to die.
Oh, yay.
I'm sorry. It's another testament to when you throw a toy out there, when it's a toy just for a toy's sake. And as a child of the 80s, I understand that. A kid might like the look of the toy, but they're going to want to buy a character. First Transformers I got, everyone wanted Optimus Prime right out of the bag. Everyone wants Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo. Every kid wanted a Twilight Sparkle toy when the show first aired. But lesser characters just aren't there right now. You gotta give kids a reason to want to buy them. And for that, you need a character.
Are you sure you didn't get a marketing scholarship, or not scholarship, degree, Silver?
I'm pretty sure I graduated from the School of Common Sense.
But honestly speaking, when it comes to characterization of characters in general, it's very important because those are the building blocks of us liking a character. I can say that during my youth, I watched a lot of shows and most of them had generic stereotypical characters. But what I do like some of the characters when I was younger, like Ninja Turtles, I liked Michelangelo because he had that bombastic, characteristic, very loud personality and just out of nowhere, his catchphrase, Cowabunga, that's him in a nutshell. Yay, I wanted the toy. I wanted to be him for Halloween and whatnot. It was much fun. And him having the nunchucks, it reminded me of Bruce Lee. So, yeah. And Bruce Lee himself. He's a character. He is awesome. Combining those both, well, you got a sale.
guess I can't really argue with that ideology either. Because I grew up on Pokemon, and you know how much, you know how marketable the concept of Pokemon is. With all the games, the anime, the toys. Yeah, I had my fair share of Pikachu plushies back in the day.
Exactly. You wanted the character.
Well, yeah, I grew up with it. Well, actually, I grew up with it because my brother grew up with it, and then, well, bada-bing, bada-boom, Pokemon fan for life.
For Pokemon, I don't think it's fair to say that they have character. They're pretty bland.
I don't care. People still like the Pokemons themselves because they're cute little,
As characters, as animals, they can be considered as pets. But in terms of, do they have a personality? The only one I can think of is Meowth, because he's the only one that can talk.
Well, yeah, but...
Pikachu has some personality, too.
He's a cute little lovable, but he was and excuse my French, he was a total...
That's not a word!
...at the beginning. There, Sweetie Bloom, you had your scold for the third time from me today, at least.
But basically, Pokemon, you could dream your favorite team. I'd want this one and this one and this one on my team. But then they'd also paired up the Pokemon with a trainer who did have some, if not a lot, of personality.
There was no personality. When you play Pokemon, you're the silent protagonist who says nothing, and you're supposed to be personified as the protagonist.
It's pretty universal. Character increases appeal. Let us see the flaws, let us see them at their best and at their worst, and that creates a more well-rounded character. Right?
After all, we kinda came into the show because of the characters, did we not?
Oh, true.
Indeed,
So yeah, a character's aspect as well as its power and all that, it is the essential to why we care so much about the show. And when you see a character like Celestia or Luna not having enough characterization, it sort of puts us off. And that's why we discuss these things.
And what does it mean to be a princess in Equestria? Or what does it mean to be an Alicorn? Technically, it doesn't mean anything in Twilight's case. In Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, they have to rule a country or a nation. And for some characters, they're just bits and pieces scattered all across Equestria.
Like the Crystal Ponies.
Mm-hmm.
I can let that go.
We know you won't.
Indeed.
Ever.
But anyway, I think if there's nothing more, we can end this.
Yeah, sadly.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure when the season premiere comes out, we can talk all about the baby Alicorn. But
oh, yay.
But as for now, we'll just shelve it here until that comes out, and we can talk about it on a later date. How much that's gonna hurt us. Ay.
Oh, it won't hurt. The show can't really hurt.
I know, but emotional-wise, sometimes the show hurts me. I read better fan fictions involving Celestia. I want that.
It's like when a girlfriend breaks up with you, isn't it, Norman?
No, it's like me not getting my Celestia fix.
It's like when a mother tells you no to candy.
Probably. But anyway. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or suggestions for the show, you can contact us at mbsshow@gmail.com. You can also reach us on the Twitters. Sweetiebot can be reached at the MBS Show. She'll be tweeting about this episode and replying to your stuff. Mostly she'll be banging her head on why did we talk about Naruto. Why, indeed. And you can catch me at Norman Sanzo. I tweet about toys, food, and whatever tickles my fancy. And what about you, Silver? Where can the audience reach you?
Look behind them.
Oh, no.
You can find me on YouTube and on DeviantArt MLP-Silver-Quill. You can also follow me on Twitter at MLP-Silver-Quill. But I'm an internet hermit, so just keep an eye on my YouTube channel for general shenanigans.
And DeviantArts, because he does post a lot there, when it comes to comic impressions.
Oh, and I've been brought on board Equestria Daily as a comic reviewer.
Oh, yay! Congratulations,
I already congratulate you.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you.
Was it a painful process? Because the last time I remember a reviewer got on, he left.
Well, that was a different situation. Digibro was sort of brought in to represent all the reviewers, which is a rather sizable field. I'm just reviewing the comics.
Alrighty then. What about you, Seppi?
Well, let's see. You can find me via YouTube, via Twitter, and DeviantArt at Anime Christie. You can also find me on Facebook as Sapphire Heartsong, and I can't really think of anywhere else, but you could also support me on Patreon by looking up Sapphire Heartsong. Nobody has donated yet, and I have no money. Nobody loves me enough. But if you don't want to pay me on Patreon, you can always commission me at DeviantArt. I'd like to think I'm a pretty good artist. Yeah.
Yep, you're good, you're good. And also please subscribe and rate us on iTunes, YouTube, and Stitcher Radio. And also like our Facebook page. You can also catch us on ponyforlife.com. Links are going to be in the show notes, I think. Anyway, I have been Norman Sanzo.
I am Silver-Quill.
I am that oversized bird-winged Pegasus without a horn.
And we'll catch you guys next week with another amazing episode. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye. Well, I need breakfast and I haven't eaten all